Hi, my name is Tommy Robinson. I'm from an organisation in England. First of all, I'm not going to attempt to speak this in Italian because I'm just about to grasp the English language. We've been formed 3 years. We go out on the street and we oppose militant Islam. We spread the word and we wish to get the truth out there about Islam. When we started, we were called Board Football Hooligans because we formed during the break of the football season. What our opposition, our politicians, the left and Islam have completely underestimated about us is our belief and our dedication to the cause. Every year we hear this will be our last year. It won't. We will continue till our last day to fight against the Islamisation of our nation. A weapon used against our country and our country's people is the political correctness, the term racist. Everyone's been walking on eggshells for 15, 20 years, scared to be called a racist, in order for them to weaken our identity, our culture, and so that we cannot stand up and oppose what is happening in all of our nations. When we formed as the English Defence League, we have many non-white members, so then they couldn't use this phrase. So then they invent the word Islamophobia. Phobia, the definition of a phobia, an irrational fear. It's quite rational to fear the scenes that we're seeing worldwide in the last 5 or 6 days. It's quite rational to fear female genital mutilation. It's quite rational to fear paedophilic Islamic gangs, terrorism, bombs. All these things are completely rational. Now fear is paralysing. And fear has paralysed our political elite and our leaders. There's a reason why they're fearful. The Danish cartoonist, which the cartoons were released 6 months before. And then on the same day, they organise a worldwide front, which is what they're doing now, over this film, Innocence of Muslims, which was released, I hear, 4 months ago. And they choose September the 11th to launch this murderous campaign, in order that our governments are fearful. Everyone's fearful. We don't want to offend the master race, which is what we have. We have a master race. The Arab Spring. Who invented the word Arab Spring? Who invented this phrase Arab Spring as though it's something beautiful to come out of? It's an Islamic uprising, an Islamist uprising, and it should be known as the Quranic winter rather than the Islamic Spring. Also, the scenes we see, what we're trying to wake people up in Europe, in all of our countries, the scenes we see in Cairo, in Libya, the murder, that's 15 years from our shores, maybe less. What I see yesterday in Sydney, in London, we have demonstrations, we have them attacking police, but that would be the same level of murder and campaign on our shores. It's coming. They're a minority, 3% of Australia, 3% of England. They're causing so much chaos. And to see Barack Hussein Obama, to see, all I've seen is apologies. Apologies for a film. No one talking about blasphemy laws, no one talking about the murder. Everyone blaming the filmmaker. No one questioning at all the reasons for why they're doing this, the blasphemy laws, the Sharia. Everyone is having an attack. It doesn't matter what the film shows, it's irrelevant. And the film shows the truth. I see yesterday they're walking along with placards, behead those who insult the Prophet Muhammad. Well, the Prophet Muhammad was a warmonger. He did participate in paedophilia, and he was a rapist. And it's that fact that they've hid these facts from so many people. When I first formed the English Defence League, when I actually looked and heard that he murdered, he raped, and he had sex with a child, I was gobsmacked. I couldn't believe it. So it's these truths that the entire world, and we need to make sure everyone knows who he was, what he done, and why the people follow him. And I'll just finish on the fact that these attacks against all the embassies across the world, they're acts of war. And America needs to stand up, and it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to see what was once the world's greatest country and greatest power pandering and appeasing violence. I think I saw the reaction of Ronald Reagan in 79 or in 80 when a similar attack happened. He went to war. And that's exactly what America should be doing. Instead of apologising, they should be blitzing all the people who are attacking their embassies. And I'd just like to finish on when I've watched it all on the news, I've watched it unfold, and when I saw Obama talking about Ambassador Chris Stevens, he's talking like he just lost his pet. There's talk with no emotional, nothing to the fact there's been an act of war on their citizens, on a well-respected person. They've lost 3 Navy SEALs. They've been raped and murdered. Yes. And it's like the discussion of what's happened to these men is not even being had. All we're hearing is apologies for a hate-filled film. The only reason why it's a hate-filled film is because it shows the truth about Islam, which is hate-filled. That's it. So I'd like to just finish and ask everyone to say a prayer and think about Chris Stevens and the 3 Navy SEALs that were murdered. God bless.